11 of the fantasy baseball season. And here's a few pitchers on the rise this week. The first guy is Austin Gomber of the Colorado Rockies. So he's been an interesting pitcher this season, and a guy I've spoken a lot about this season as well. Obviously, the big piece in the Nolan Arenado deal, but right here, he's been a total surprise, especially pitching here in Coors Field for not a great Rocky team as well on the season. 76 in the third inning, 6-5 record, 57 hits, 30 earned runs, 9 homers, 23 walks, 75 strikeouts, 3.54 ERA, 1.05 whip, and 8 quality starts in the last couple weeks here for Gumba. 13 innings, 2-0 record, 8 hits, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, and 0.69 ERA, and a 0.62 whip with a quality start. So right now, he's going out there and he's mowing teams down, and he's mowed down some good teams as well throughout this is Gumber. So the last few outings for him: June 9th in Miami, 5 innings, got the win, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 5 Ks, a 1.80 ERA, and a 1 whip. And then June 14th in a tough matchup versus a good San Diego Padre team, he won 8 innings in that one, got the win, 3 hits, no runs, 4 Ks, and 0.38 whip, and a quality start. So right now, his next start is June 19th versus the Milwaukee Brewers. And right here, Gumber, he's hitting the strike zone, he's getting outs, he's being confident, and he's going deep into games right now. And if this continues, he's going to keep being a pitcher on the rise. The next pitcher is Tyler Mahle of the Cincinnati Reds. So Mahle here, he's been an up and down pitcher throughout his career, and like a 4th or 5th starter really. But this season, he's been pretty solid. 74 and a third, 7-2 record, 58 hits, 28 earned runs, 8 homers, 23 walks, 90 Ks, a 3.39 ERA, and a 1.09 whip with 4 quality starts. In the last couple weeks for him: 19 innings, 3-0 record, 13 hits, 7 earned runs, a homer, 4 walks, 26 strikeouts, a 3.32 ERA, an 0.89 whip, and 2 quality starts. Somehow he's been going deeper into ball games over the last 3 or 4 outings, where early in the season he would only go 5 innings and 5 and change maybe, but now the last few outings he's gone 6 innings or deeper. He is Mahle, and he's in a division as well in the NL Central where the hitting, it's mediocre. Milwaukee's a decent hitting team. The Cubs, they're pretty decent, but they're inconsistent as well. And obviously you got the Cardinals, but right now he's getting things together over the last 3 or 4 outings, and he's pitching well, and he's definitely on the rise. The last few outings for him: June 5th at St. Louis, 7 innings, got the win, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a walk, 8 Ks, a 2.57 ERA, 0.86 whip, and a quality start. June 11th versus the Rockies, 6 innings, got the win, 5 hits, 4 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 6 Ks. He had a 6 ERA in that one, and a 1 whip. And then his latest outing at Milwaukee, 6 innings, got the win, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 2 walks, a whopping 12 strikeouts, which is a career high for him, 1.50 ERA, 0.83 whip, and a quality start. So right now, he's been taking care of business as Mahle, winning his last 3 division battles versus the Cubs May 30th, then obviously, like I mentioned, June 5th at St. Louis, and then June 16th at Milwaukee. So right now, as long as he's pitching great in the division and pretty decent versus other teams, there's no reason why he's not going to be a great pitcher and keep rising up the rest of the season here is Mahle. The next pitcher is Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies. So Zach Wheeler, the last couple seasons, he's really found it, and he was a former top prospect many years ago in the San Francisco Giant organization, and then they traded him for Carlos Beltran, and he had a decent Met career, but the Mets just didn't want to bring him back a few off seasons ago to a 5-year, $120 million deal he signed with the Phillies. So right here this season, another good one for Wheeler: 96 and a third, 5-3 record, 68 hits, 23 earned runs, 7 homers, 22 walks, a whopping 118 strikeouts, a 2.15 ERA, 0.93 whip, and 11 quality starts, which is up there amongst the league leaders this season. And the last couple weeks for Wheeler: 21 and a third, 1-1 record, 14 hits, only 2 earned runs, a homer, 6 walks, 26 strikeouts, an 0.84 ERA, and an 0.94 whip with 3 quality starts. So Zach Wheeler, he's not walking many batters anymore like he used to, and being inconsistent. And right now, he's hitting the strike zone. His strikeout numbers are high, And what could I say? This guy's going 7 innings or deeper, it seems like. Almost each and every game here is Zach Wheeler. The last few games for him, June 4th versus Washington, 7 1/3. Tough luck loser, got the loss. 5 hits, 2 earned runs, a homer, 2 walks, 8 Ks, a 2.45 ERA, 0.95 whip, and a quality start. June 10th versus the Braves, 8 innings again. Tough luck for him, no decision. 4 hits, no runs, 12 strikeouts, 0.50 whip, and a quality start. And then versus the Dodgers, June 16th, 6 innings, got the win. 5 hits, no runs, 4 walks, 6 Ks, a 1.50 whip, and the quality start. So Zach Wheeler, he's going out there each and every fifth day, and he's giving the Phillies a great opportunity to win. But there's some games they're not really scoring for him, and that's been the problem. But right now, he's pitching through that, and he's definitely a pitcher on the rise this week. The next pitcher on the rise this week is Trevor Rogers of the Miami Marlins. So Rogers here, it's been a pretty solid season for him on a team that isn't all that great as well with the Marlins. 81 2/3 this season, 7-3 record, 57 hits, 17 earned runs, 4 homers, 26 walks, 95 strikeouts, an amazing 1.87 ERA, 1.02 whip, and 9 quality starts here in the last couple weeks for Rogers. 19 innings, 1-0 record, 10 hits, 4 earned runs, a homer, 4 walks, 19 strikeouts, a 1.89 ERA, and an 0.74 whip with 3 quality starts. So Rogers, he's been a total surprise this season, no doubt about it. Last season, he only pitched 28 innings, but his ERA was high. Many fantasy owners obviously didn't come into this season drafting Rogers, but right now, he's one of the best pitchers in all of fantasy baseball, especially with that impressive 1.87 ERA, even though I don't think it's going to hold up. But you can't deny that Rogers is definitely moving up the rankings. And right now, this NL East this season, the hitting just isn't that great in that division as well. We've seen it. The Mets, they were all banged up. A lot of guys injured. The Braves, they just haven't lived up to the hype so far this season. The Nationals, they're hot and cold type of offense as well. So right here, and the Phillies, they're underachieving as well offensively. So right here, Rogers, the division's a little easier than we thought with the hitting this season. And right now, he's pitching real well. The last few outings for him, June 5th at Pittsburgh, 6 innings, no decision, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks, 3 ERA, a 1 whip, and a quality start. June 10th versus Colorado, 7 innings, got the win, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, a homer, a walk, 8 Ks, 2.57 ERA, 0.71 whip, and a quality start. And June 15th at St. Louis, 6 innings, no decision, 3 hits, 1 earned run, a walk, 6 Ks, a 1.5 ERA, 0.67 whip, and a quality start. So right here, the only down thing here with Rogers, he's pitching deep and good into ball games. And this Marlin team, like I mentioned, they're not really scoring runs for him. And he's losing a lot of ball games where they're not scoring, they're not hitting, but he's still overcoming that. And he's been a great asset and definitely a pitcher on the rise. And the fifth and final pitcher on the rise is Dallas Keuchel of the Chicago White Sox. So Keuchel here, he was off to a slow start this season, but he's a guy I figured would turn things around as the weeks went on. So on the season for Keuchel, 78 2/3, 6-1 record for him, 33 earned runs, 76 hits, 9 homers given up, 22 walks, 46 strikeouts, a 3.78 ERA, and a 1.25 whip with 6 quality starts in the last couple weeks here for Keuchel. 19 innings, 2-0 record, 15 hits, 3 earned runs, a homer, 4 walks, 16 strikeouts, a 1.42 ERA, and a 1 whip with 3 quality starts. So Keuchel, that ERA was in the mid-4s to high 5s, but over the last month, he's really trimmed it down and mowed teams down. And he's another guy, like I said, the hitting is down a lot this season in the majors. And right here, in the AL Central, you don't really have many great hitting teams at all, in my opinion. Kansas City's up and down. Minnesota, they're not really hitting the baseball well over there in that division. The Indians, they were in a rebuild type of mode where they're hot and cold as well offensively. And right now, Dallas Keuchel's getting it going. So the last few games for him, June 4th versus Detroit, 6 innings, no decision, 5 hits, 1 earned run, a homer, a walk, 3 Ks, a 1.5 ERA, 1 whip, and a quality start. June 10th versus Toronto, 6 innings, got the win, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks, 8 Ks, a 3 ERA, a 1.33 whip, and a quality start. And then June 15th versus Tampa, 7 innings, got the win, 4 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 Ks, 0.71 whip, and a quality start. In his next outing, it's going to get a little tougher here with a matchup versus one of his former teams at the Houston Astros. But right now, Keuchel's pitching lights out. He's pitching well, and he's definitely a pitcher on the rise this week. So that's a few pitchers on the rise here in Week 11 of the fantasy baseball season.